Practice love mastery. How's that for an out and left field statement for what's she up to now? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting my journey as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business, going from physical to digital, going from the real world, like I call it, which annoys my online friends to no end, by calling it the real world, because there's this fantasy, and it's real business. Wherever you do business, it's real business, right? But there seems to be like the real physical world and then the online digital internet world. And many of the rules apply to both worlds, but there's rules and ways of doing things in the internet and the online industry that are just a little bit mind-boggling. Yep, we do blogging online, but boggling. And why do I say love mastery? Because I shared in the Get Up and Go Challenge, day 30 today already of our free 40-day challenge, the 6-step process to guarantee that you become a master of feeling loved, right? And feeling unconditionally loved. There's incredible power. It can help take us from being a victim to a victor, from being a victim of our fear and our circumstances and being pushed around and reacting to everything in our life, to actually being the master and the controller of our life, which means being a victor, right? Do we feel victorious when we're mastering our emotions, our time, our energy, our whatever it is that we're trying to show up for and to create in the world? Absolutely, positively we do. So thinking about that. And of course, the idiom for today's Supersize Your Business was out in left field. And what does that mean? How does something unique or unusual or outside the box? Who doesn't love to think out of the box? Well, most people don't like to think outside the box, but there's some of us that thrive on doing the out of the ordinary, the extraordinary. Extraordinary, it's just a lot more fun than doing the ordinary things. It helps us to lead a more exciting, more fun, curious, driven life, and it serves the people that we interact with so much better by being the example of, hey, you don't have to do what everybody else is doing. You don't have to think what everybody else is doing. And actually, it's a lot more fun to just be yourself and think for yourself and do what's right for you and not the collective or the world. Guess what? We live in a world where we're all connected and interrelated, and the evil that is perpetrated by some negatively impacts many. But we can choose to not participate in that. We can choose to, again, live by the golden rule. Treat other people the way you want to be treated. Think for yourself. Don't judge until you really know what's going on. How often do we find ourselves judging something or jumping on the bandwagon and we're like, God, I really have no idea whether that's even true or not, but I'm jumping on the bandwagon because I believe it. Hello, even I've gotten carried away with that once in a while, and then I check myself and I'm like, Jesus, how did I get sucked into this vacuum of idiotic behavior? So then I, take a drink of coffee, check myself, and I get back to my real life and my real being. So that's what we're talking about today. Fun challenge today was about talking to our plants, if you can imagine that, and talking to our vegetables. Prince Charles said that, which kind of cracked me up. I'm doing a 365-day, do one thing every day fun challenge. And 2020 has been perfect for that, because talk about a chaotic, outside of us life that is trying to make each and every one of us feel like a victim and out of control, and not in charge of our own destiny and what it is that we're creating in the world. This has definitely been a year that's tested each and every one of us in that aspect of, I don't know about you, but sometimes I just am shaking my head as I'm walking around my little town even, and I'm like, what on earth is going on here? What on earth are we thinking? What on earth is this business thinking, or this business owner thinking? What on earth are these people thinking? I don't get it. And then I try to understand where they're coming from, and I often realize that they're not coming from their own agenda, right? They're coming from somebody else's agenda, and they're picking up the band and jumping on the bandwagon, and they're doing it because they think they should, because they think they should believe something or behave in a certain way. They're not really saying, is this consistent with me and my values? And not my values on the surface, my real core values as a human being. Does this behavior match? And does it make me feel good? If I'm thinking or I'm listening to something or I'm watching it and it doesn't make me feel good, why am I watching it? I walk away. Went to the cabin with one of my sisters this weekend, and she is big into the news and what's going on in the world. Not all of it, but she picks and chooses what she's going to listen to, which I give her credit for that. But even the amount she listens to and follows, I have to go out and take a walk. I walk down to the lake, or I walk around, or I walk out to the road, or I do something, but I have to get away from it, because none of it, I don't care what media you listen to, I don't care what you read, none of it is the truth, the absolute truth. And by truth, I mean what is right for you. Everything we read, everything we hear, everything we listen to, we need to evaluate and question and say, okay, I get it. I get what they're saying. Is this true? In terms of, is this factual, or is it just someone's opinion or someone's editorializing being presented? And so often what's going on nowadays is propaganda is being presented as if it were true facts and news, and it absolutely positively is not. Now, I come from a journalistic background early in my career, and I'm almost ashamed to say that I thought about actually being a journalist. When I went to college, I picked a college initially that was one of the best journalism schools in the country, and I am so grateful that I changed my mind and I changed my major and I became an engineer instead of a journalist, because I learned all kinds of thinking and evaluating and questioning skills that have served me very, very well in my life, and much better than the direction that the media and journalism has taken. There are very few real journalists anymore, and figureheads reading headlines that are fed to them through a stream that's been manipulated by someone else. That's not journalism, and don't fool yourself in thinking that it is. Don't think that any news media is presenting fair, unbiased coverage, and I don't care what you listen to, and that's part of why I don't listen to the media. I don't watch the news. I don't go on Facebook and look at all the news streams and stories, and I encourage you to do the same. Think for yourself. Keep in mind what is really going on, and why are people trying to influence us? Why are the social media platforms showing us certain things? Because they think we like them, right? Why are news stations showing us certain things? Because they think that we'll like it and it will get them more ratings and more advertisers and more money, right? It usually boils down to greed and more money and manipulation and control and power. And if those are the things you want to encourage, listen to all the stuff that's out there and just do what they want you to. But if you want to live the best life that you can possibly live, if you want to be yourself, if you want to be happy at all, start thinking for yourself. Unplug and do what's right for you personally. Not for your mom, not for your sister, not for your cousin. I've got one of those families too. There's like so many different beliefs and diverse beliefs in our family. And that's awesome. It's just the way it is. Do I love anyone in my family any less because they have different political or religious beliefs than I do? Absolutely not. I still love them. I don't have to agree with people to still love them. All right, I'm off track. So that's what I'm working on today. Go out, make an absolutely amazing day. If I can help you in any way, ask in the comments below. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow, updating you on what I'm doing as I transition from the brick and mortar world to the online world. What's working, what's not, what's been an epic failure and waste of time, the traps that I've definitely stepped in, because I've hit some big minefields on this journey, and I guarantee whatever we do, if it's worthwhile, we're gonna hit some minefields. We're gonna have challenges, we're gonna have problems, and that's one of my favorite things now. So when we can take our challenges and our problems and we can turn them into stepping stones and wins, that's when we create the life that we want. All right, have an absolutely amazing day, and I'll of course be with you tomorrow.